Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review and demo of the brand new L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. This is launching, I believe, in January. It's in some Bed Bath & Beyond stores now, which is where I got mine. I think you can also get it on Amazon, although last time I checked it was unavailable. I don't know, it's crazy how these things work, but I did get mine at Bed Bath & Beyond. So let's get started with the review and the demo. So before I get into the demo, which I filmed a few days ago, I decided to do things a little bit differently this time. I filmed the demo sort of like a first impression, and then I've worn it for a few days just to make sure that my first impressions were valid, because as you guys know here on my channel, in case you are new, I like to try things out over a period of time so that it's not just a first impression, because as we all know, first impressions can change. So I like to just test things out for at least a week before I give you my opinion. So that was a first impression demo, and I will give you my final thoughts after. So before we get into that, I just want to say one thing I really don't like about this is I do appreciate the slightly new packaging. It's a little bit thinner, and it does have a super fine tip applicator so that you do not put too much product on your hand before you put it on your face, which I appreciate because this is super full coverage, so I like that they make it hard for you to use too much. However, the cover of the label is not the cover, it's not a see-through product the way the other ones were a little bit see-through. This is like a full-blown design decal, and you can't see the product color on the inside. So at first I was like, wow, these are all really peachy. None of these are neutral shades. None of these are going to work for me. But when you actually test it out on your back of your hand, like, oh, this is actually way more neutral than I thought it was. So please do yourself a favor, do not go buy the color on the outside. That's being said, all that they had at Bed Bath & Beyond was the lightest shade, 301. The shades do correspond. Between other foundations in the Infallible line, the Pro Matte is 1 whatever, or 110, or however you are. Then it goes into the 200s and then the 300s for this one. So for this one, I'm 301. I really should be 302, but they didn't have that. And so since I can get away with the 101 and the Pro Matte during the winter, I thought maybe I can get away with the 301. It's really light. I really have to bronze myself up. So if you are a similar shade match to me, definitely get the 302, but I just didn't want to wait. That being said, let's go right into the demo. Hey guys, so we have cut to the demo, and let's just give it a go, shall we? How is this? Not me. Just put that on there. It's very thick. And I have the Cover FX Illuminating Primer on already. I'm going to be using my trusty Morphe M439. You know how much I love this brush. This shade, I'll admit, is too light for me right now, but it was the only one in like the Bed Bath & Beyond where I got this. Alright, that's a pretty decent amount. My skin still looks like skin. Is it full coverage? I don't think so. I would say this is a strong medium coverage. Like, I'm tempted to put on another layer, but I don't want it to look cakey. I feel like it's very dry. I feel very dry right now. Even maybe more so than the matte foundation in this line. I'm really bummed because I wanted to love this. You see up close, it doesn't look like makeup. I mean, it looks like skin, but like, see on that dry patch, it's clinging to that dry patch right there. This is not my most flattering angle. I don't feel any need to set this at all. It feels set already. In my mirror, it looks okay. It's a little dry around my dry spots. I'll see how this wears and then I'll get back to you, but it's not my favorite. So as you can tell, my first impression of this was that I did not really like it very much. I thought it accentuated dry patches. I thought the coverage wasn't as full as it claimed. The claims are that it's a natural finish, 24-hour wear, high coverage, air light. I agree, it's definitely air light. It does provide quite a bit of coverage and it is natural looking. It does look like skin as you saw in the demo. It doesn't completely give you that like flawless canvas the way that some other full coverage foundations do, but I kind of like that. It looks more natural. It looks more natural throughout the day too. It starts to get a little bit more oily, not in a bad way, but just in a more natural finish way. I'm wearing it right now. You can tell it doesn't look bad at all. It looks fairly natural, but I do look full coverage, which I do like about it. It's very moussey. It's not liquidy like some other full coverage foundations like MAC Studio Fix or Estee Lauder Double Wear. Those are very liquidy foundations. This is extremely mousse-like in texture. Not all like that, which makes it more similar to the Infallible Pro Matte. And in my opinion, it sets incredibly quickly, just like the Infallible Pro Matte. So you might want to do one portion of your face and then move on to another portion of your face. I really do like this. I think I like the Infallible Pro Matte more, and I'm more inclined to use that. If you watched my Ride or Die, that was my Ride or Die foundation. So it's pretty hard to top that, but this is a great foundation. I don't have a lot of things to cover on my face, luckily, but if you had more coverage issues where you had a lot of rosacea or you have post-acne scarring or more redness, then you might want to try this one instead of the Pro Matte because it will give you slightly more coverage. I just prefer the Pro Matte because I feel like it's buildable. The one thing I don't like about this is it looks skin-like, but you still look so flawless that it does look like makeup, whereas I feel like if I wear the Pro Matte, I can get away with one layer of people thinking I don't have makeup on, which is cool. So it really just depends what kind of look you're going for. If you're going for something more full glam, then maybe you want to try this one out. For the price point, I think the Infallible line is incredible. I switch up between the Glow and the Pro Matte all the time, depending on how I want to look. I just think that they're by far the best foundations from the drugstore out there, and like I said, my Ride or Die foundation was the Pro Matte, and that's out of any foundation on the market. So if you haven't tried those, do try them. If you can get your hands on the Infallible Total Cover and you have a desire to have a full coverage look, then definitely try this out. Be wary of the outside packaging because it is not matching what's on the inside, so you can get the corresponding shades. If you have tried those other foundations, it's the same. They're the same shades in every line, so I would definitely try this out. I don't think this is a, oh my god, you have to try it. I still, like I said, like the other ones more, but if you are in need of superior coverage to those products, then I definitely think that this is a winner. It's definitely in my top 5 drugstore foundations for sure. So those are my thoughts. If you like short and sweet videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you thought of this, if you're excited to try it, if you tried other items in the Infallible line that you really like, let me know down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time on my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.